What's going on, YouTube? This your boy Romeo Trading back again for another video. Today we're going to be talking about ACST, which is a ACST Pharma Inc. company. We're going to be talking about HDSN, which is Hudson Technologies Inc. We're going to be talking about NNDM, which is Nano Dimensions Ltd ADR. We're going to start off in ABC order. Just kind of giving a kind of a core trade long-term review. We're going to be using the yearly, monthly, and weekly charts on these ideas. I will have timestamps in the description for when I actually start talking about HDSN and NNDM, so you guys can check below if you want to fast forward specifically to those stocks. But starting with ACST, starting with the yearly, you can kind of see this stock has kind of gotten a nice pullback from its rise from 42, coming down. Not sure what happened at that period. But starting out with this yearly chart, if we zoom in just a little bit, we can see we put in a lot of volume last year to take out all those buyers. I'm not sure what was going on that caused that turnaround, but that's pretty much what happened last year. We did get a lot of volume here, and we also have just as much volume starting out this year. So, just looking at this is obviously that whoever, maybe it was earnings that caused this. So, like I say, you guys know a little bit more than I do. I'm just kind of looking at the technicals right now. So obviously, a lot of the buyers thought this thing wasn't worth this 250 plus area. So there's a lot of selling here, and you see it was a lot of volume here coming into this year. We're only 3 months in, and we've already matched. We've already exceeded the volume for last year. And we're just in March, so that's definitely a good sign. Obviously, people wanted some cheaper shares of this, so it's definitely down. It's definitely nice and cheap right now. It's at 65 cents. Like I said, that's a good, like I said, area to start building a position here. Let me see here. The lows over here were, roughly the here. Roughly the 20 to 30 cent area as well. So that's obviously where it found support at. The low here was 32 cents. So that's obviously where it found support at, even though it had this nice run up here. So drilling down to the monthly, we can see that this stock here has been putting in higher highs and higher lows ever since November. So that would constitute as a nice monthly uptrend, as you guys can see on the monthly. And then, coming into this dollar area, you can see that we have resistance from the 20 period monthly moving average and the 50 period monthly moving average. So, getting up to this area isn't a bad thing. It seems like we might get a slight pullback before we proceed to move higher, if that is what, the market makers decide to do. But like I say, 3 months green, we had a lot of resistance, a lot of profit taking up in this area, especially when people were getting in down here in this 20 cent area. So everybody that got in down here is going to be selling up here, and then they'll be looking to get they'll be looking to reshape up that position after selling some of those shares, and maybe these are short sellers or whatever, just some type of resistance here. So you got to expect the stock to pull back, rest just a little bit. We didn't put in that much volume last month, but as you can see, it kind of did turn around. We got a lot of top and tails here, which means it kind of did grind its way up. You had some nice moves up, had some nice profit taken, had some nice moves up. You had some nice profit taken here. And the monthly here is starting off red. The market's down as well. I was talking about earlier how the market was kind of extended, but that's for another video. Right now, we're just talking about ACST. So right now, the monthly is red. I would put an alert. Let me see. The high this month was 77 cents. So I would put an alert up here in this 77 cent area if you guys were looking to add. That would be the next area that I would personally personally be looking out for as a trader. Whether you're core trading, swing trading, or anything like that. These price points are very important to the month, the week, and everything else. So 77 cent would deserve a alert, and like I said, you can make that alert monthly high. Monthly high alert. Like, you could just name it monthly high alert. That way, whenever you get the notification, so that way you ain't got to be watching it every day. If this is a long-term position, kind of just look at it and see or you can get that notification and know whenever it got back up to that price point. That's just basically what the monthly charts look like. The year is green. The month opened up, the year opened up at 33.89, and currently we up to 65 cent, 65.70. So, like I said, it's looking good. From the actual entry, down here in this 20 cent area. So you got to think, if you guys are getting in up here, you got to think, these guys that got in down here in the 20, 30, 40 cent, they'll probably be looking to take profits up here. It's just a little resistance. Hopefully we just get a small pullback here, and then it proceeds to go higher. But like I said, we only can go by what the charts tell us, and right now it's resting. We don't know how long or how deep it's gonna rest, but right now it's currently resting. That first alert will be up there in that 77 cent. Let's look at the weekly chart. Now currently on the weekly chart, you can see that we had a nice little run up. We broke through the 20 period moving average on the weekly, which is good. Got tested by the 50 period on the weekly. You can see we got rejected there. We had a nice little resting week, and we proceeded to break out of that 50 period. So that's definite strength there. Obviously, the weekly trend is going up. You can see it's been under this 20 and 50 period for a while. It rested long enough for these the moving averages to get in, kind of like striking distance. Once they got in striking distance, you can see that bulls made a strong effort to test this 20, rested for 2 weeks, broke out of this 20, rested, and broke out of the 50. So as you can see, just looking at the charts, looking at the technicals, you can see it ran all the way up to the 200 period on the weekly. Like these are big price points, big eye personality. Anybody that has OCD, you would want to get in and out at certain price points. That's pretty much what it clears. So we tested the 20, we tested the 50, broke out of the 50. We tested the 200 weekly twice. We got rejected here, came back, retested, tried to break over it, but got rejected again. And especially, we're in this dollar area, and everybody know this dollar area is a big area. So right now the market's pulling back, and this stock seems to be pulling back. It's actually been making nice lower lows, so this is downtrending. Once you get, like I say, here you got a higher high, you got a higher low. The high wasn't that high here, as you can see in this bar, but we had a higher low. So once you start getting them higher lows, you can kind of anticipate that the trend is gonna go up a little bit. As you see here, you have these months here where there's a lot of back testing, a lot of retesting here. But we have 3 weeks straight that we're actually going down, starting out the month. Now it doesn't have to stay this way. Currently, if you guys can look at this, you would see that maybe the 50 cent area would be a nice area to buy. So keep that area in mind. That would be minor support. As you guys can see, back here, we tested this 20 period here 2 times before we broke out. And then we tested this 50 period twice. We tested it here, we tested it here, and we broke out. So you guys are looking to add this 50 cent area would be a nice area to place an alert. I'll put an alert there at 50. Oh, you guys can't see. Bam. Okay, so there. I will have an alert there. Let me just go back and back test monthly up here at 70 high. To just do 77 cents. And I put these alerts in, because me personally, I don't like having my money tied up in stocks, when they're not at support, when they're not at, certain places. So I set these alerts so that way you can use your money in other places until you're ready to add more shares or start selling or something like that. So we put our monthly alert at 77. Yearly, the next yearly target, if you're shooting for the whole year, we'll be looking at this 250 area. So we'll just put a couple of these price points in the system. Bear with me. Working on getting another camera. So I usually use my webcam. I just didn't have it on this morning. Got some stuff going on. But yeah, so as far as the year go, this 250 area would be a nice yearly target. You can see this was last year's high. Then we got a monthly high of 77 cents. and then we got support down here. We don't have any moving averages up under this. Like I say, once we get over this dollar area on the monthly, you know, we can continue to trend up. We may hit this 250 area. You know, it's possible, you know, by end of years, it's possible. But you know, we have to get over this little bit of resistance here first. So yeah, I mean that's basically the idea here. The expectation is for it to come back to 50, maybe retest this 50-cent area before it decides to run back up to $1. That would be the idea. Depending on if this thing can hold, because it looked like we put in a nice low down here to 60 cent. It kind of dug deep, you know, we kind of gapped up, then we're continuing to fade. So with the market pulling back, you know, you kind of got to expect it. So if you want to add a little bit at 60, add a little bit at 55, add a little bit at 50, and even just have some extra shares down here at like 45 cent. Just to kind of, you know, if you get any shakeouts, if you're getting some cheap shares on this, these would be nice little areas to look for. Like I said, if it did get back over this week's high, that is definitely an alert that you would want to make too. Bulls may be stepping up early, so you you definitely want the bulls to step up early. This way you can kind of just track it from there. But that's my ideas on it. You know, if you guys agree or disagree, leave it down in the comments. Hit that subscribe button, like button, turn on notifications. But yeah, that's pretty much it for ACST. Like I said, those will be the areas I look for. You know, no real, you know, I'm not sure what the catalyst is or what you guys are hunting for as far as news wise goes, but you know, as far as the technicals, those will be some nice areas to look for. Put some alerts in those areas. You know, without any PR. PR could really take you right over $1. But you know, this is just based on raw technicals, no PR. Volume is really low, and that's good. Volume is low so far this week, which is good. So if we have another resting week, if we have another resting week over 60, that would be very bullish. You know, and it kind of just hold this line so that way it won't come and kind of consolidate till we get this moving average time to kind of clips that 50 period. And then next week we could probably go green. You know, that's possible. Or we can continue to rest a little bit. And you never know. But you know, you gotta just have those expectations. If you want to be alerted, if it hits 60, you can put an alert here in this 60 cent area as well. But you know, definitely, like I say, the 77 cent area is a big area. You can do 75 cent, you know, if you want to do it by the quarter. You can do, you know, 50 cent, 75 cent. If you know, just kind of keep out for those areas. We definitely don't want to get back below this 50, you know, this 50 cent area, because that would really be kind of bad. But you know, if you're looking at the monthly, you really don't have a reason to really fall down that low. And I hate to see it fall back down to this 30 cent area, especially with the strong move it made to kind of get up here. With all this volume that's accumulating up under this dollar area, you really don't want it to fall back down too low. Like, it shouldn't dig too deep. You want these bulls to step up. And like I say, as long as the volume is low, we should be good, because that means it's just resting. As long as the volume low, we got a lot of rest. When this volume is huge like this, we had a huge fight going on in this area. And as you can see, looking at the weekly, you've seen a lot of fighting going on right here. Break out of these moving averages. So you see, it takes a lot of volume to really get through those price points. You guys kind of keep that in mind as well. I don't want to make this idea too long. We're already at 14 minutes. That's about all I can see, really. You know, I'm kind of expect maybe a 50 cent pullback, maybe. But you know, just kind of keep an eye on it. I use the 20, the 50, and the 200 period on all time frames. And then, you know, they all kind of line up, so you can kind of see, you know, where resistance is, where support could possibly be on each time frame. You see, on the yearly, we don't have much data on as far as moving averages. On the monthly, we got some data. I just got this monthly 1 year on the month. You guys can see there. On the weekly, I just have 6 months on the weekly, just to kind of narrow that data down for the current period. But that's pretty much it for ACST. Let me know what you guys think down below. Next idea is HDSN, Hudson Technologies. As I mentioned on ACST, I used the 20 period, 50 period, and 200 period on all time frames. I use Thinkorswim. Let's get started with the yearly. Seems like we had a high of 27.50 at one point. Kind of been falling ever since then. Had a nice little move up here back to 10. Got rejected on the year. Fell back below the 20 period. So, you know, the yearly trend is definitely down. It's definitely kind of trying to find some support here. Being up and then having this nice strong pullback. Have been, you know, closing green for the last 3 years. Not really any new highs. That $2 area has definitely been getting held down. In that $2 area as far as, you know, the yearly chart goes. So definitely keep that in mind. Breaking out of this $2.25 $2 area would be huge for the year. So if anything was to happen where it's able to get over that area, you know, it could definitely be some good gains for you guys going forward. But as you see, 3 years, you know, it's kind of just been getting held down by this $2 area. So, you know, that would be kind of a number one price point. Kind of keep in mind. We'll just say 225. We'll just put an alert at 225 to know if we ever get over this this yearly 20 period, because, you know, currently the year isn't uptrending. 20, you know, the 20 period is kind of your short term uptrend indicator. And, you know, as far as the years go, you know, it's kind of just been down, you know, getting held down. We do got a little bit more volume inside this year's bar, which is good. We definitely put in a higher high from last year. So that's good. You know, everything is looking up. We just been consolidating up under this area for a while. And if you look back previously, this $2 area has always been a main area of resistance. As you can see here, it's a lot of wicks, it's a lot of topping tails, you know, just slamming it back down, just knocking it right back below $2. No matter how much it seems to reach up, it's always something keeping it down. So, you know, that's definitely something you guys can just kind of keep on that $2 area. And how aggressive you're getting over it, because under it, it seems more comfortable. So, you know, definitely adding up under $2 if you're long term would be good. Once you get over $2, you can kind of just enjoy that ride, take profits as needed. But that's just looking at the yearly chart. Looking at this indicator here, if I was to draw a trend line, these two pivots, you can see that the stock really has a while before this yearly trend line actually comes down to give you any type of breakout indicator. You guys can see that's 1995. So from 1995 to maybe 2015, 16, 17, we had a higher high, a huge pivot high. So you guys kind of keep out for that area. So the next area of resistance right now today would be roughly the $7 area. As you can see, that's where this line is roughly in the area of. Keep out for that $7 area. If it was to squeeze up there, I would definitely look into taking some profits before the pullback, because this area is so far away. Just kind of keep that in mind. You would definitely like this resistance to kind of get down where the moving average is for an actual breakout, or like a true breakout, but you never know. Just kind of keep this $7 area in mind for any type of you know, crazy news or anything like that. Just in case anything crazy happens, you can definitely, if it reaches 7, just kind of beware and just kind of be ready to take profits if it ever reaches up to that, ever reaches up that far this year. But that's it for the yearly. We drill down to the monthly. Currently the monthly's looking good. I mean, we're kind of, you know, we're not making huge moves up, huge leaps up. But the buyers are in control. You know, we've been making higher highs. We've gotten over the 20 period on the monthly. So that's good. Definitely, like I said, we definitely put in a higher high from last year. That's definitely what you want to see. Definitely been like I say, it's been a lot of struggle up here in this area. A lot of, like I say, a lot of topping tails here, a lot of topping tails here, a lot of topping tails here. Ooh, excuse me. So, you know, we don't know if this is, you know, people just exiting position, people shorting this thing. You know, we don't know exactly what's going on here. But we can see that the bulls are in control over the 20 period. We already know that yearly resistance is at this $2 area. And we can see that, you know, the bulls the 20 period is curving up. So, you know, we're getting a little ascension on it. We're getting some higher highs here. The market's tanking red, but like I say, HDSN is currently green on the month. Not too many stocks are green on the month. So, you know, definitely a little strength here. Drilling down to the weekly, we can see we got kind of a nice buy setup forming on the weekly. You know, it's kind of nice. You know, in technical terms, you know, a buy setup. You know, you get multiple green bars. And in this case, you had roughly 7 green bars in a row, 7 green weeks in a row. So 7 weeks of straight bullishness. Whether, you know, it looked like it was a little consolidation here. Then bulls really took over once we got above this 20 period on the weekly. And you can see they kind of broke out here. Nice breakout here. Obviously, whatever was going on, it happened again. The bulls consistently put in higher lows. You guys can see that. Got higher lows there. And then, you know, after so many runs up, you know, you have to rest. You have to pull back slightly. So we had a small micro little downtrend. So from here to here. Then we have a nice buy setup here. Now, depending on how potent this buy setup is, we had a nice volume spike here under the second red bar. So volume spike usually means turnaround. It can mean a turnaround. It can be beginning volume or ending volume. You know, as you can see here, this volume spike here, it kind of showed you that it kind of initiated the breakout and it continued to run until it got tired. If we had volume up here, then you would think that this would fall a lot lower. But since we didn't have volume up here on these top 2 green and red bars, then this would constitute that it probably need a little rest. So, you know, there's a lot of selling going on up here. Buyers aren't going to step up. Like I say, they've already made their money. They've already profited up here in this area. Pulling back to minor support right here in this 20 period is a good area. The month's green. So, like I say, the weekly can still continue to run. In my opinion, that's my opinion. So like I say, next week over whatever the high this week is, you can probably retest this $2 area. It's very possible. You never know. So just kind of keep an eye out over it. So we got an alert at the $2 area for the yearly. As far as the monthly goes, you know, that would kind of, you know, be similar. This 225 area is kind of the main area here. The monthly's good. You don't have any issues. You shouldn't drop below 135 this month. If you guys are kind of trailing it up as it going, you know, I would put a stop probably in this 130 area, you know, just to control your losses. You don't want this thing taking too far down on you, because we don't know how bad the market is going to be doing and how it's going to affect most stocks. So, you know, you guys want to be a little careful. As you can see, we did get a nice turnaround and a nice turnaround bar here. So I definitely would, you know, possibly have a stop in this 120 to 130 area. You know, you don't have to be too tight if you don't want to. You can just have it down here at $1 if you want. You know, I would probably put a stop here at 120 just in case it, you know, decide to fall too far back, too hard back. So, you know, that's definitely an area to look for. Getting over this last pivot high of, we'll just say 175 would be a nice area. You know, putting in an uptrend, you definitely want to start trending up higher. Definitely want to start putting in higher highs. So, you know, if the bulls decide to take out this high this week, that would be very bullish. You know, very bullish to attack last week's high already. So, you know, if this is true support, you know, you definitely can expect maybe a move up higher from here as well. Also, we have a nice pivot here in this 160 area as well. So, you know, that would constitute a nice little pivot here. We kind of did break out just a little bit, came back up under it. So we may hit 160 again this week. Then next week we'll probably trend over it. That would be a nice idea since the money's green. We don't want the monthly turning red, so we don't want it. We really don't want to fall below 140 because that would turn the monthly red. So if the bulls maintain control, we can kind of keep supporting the 160 area. I think the bulls definitely have a chance to put in a new high, probably re-attacking that $2 area. Those are just my opinions. If you guys agree or disagree, leave it down there in the comments. Subscribe, like, turn on notifications. Let me know what you guys think of this idea. Got a little support here at 130. I'm on the weekly. That was the breakout area as well. I'm trending up 20 and the 50 on the weekly. We're over the 20 period on the monthly. Monthly resistance is sitting right at 250. So you can see we got monthly resistance here as well. So, you know, as you guys can see, this $2 area has a nice little bit of overhead here. But you know, it don't take much to get over it. 20, 50, and 200 on all time frames. You guys can see. Try to zoom in just a little bit. You guys can see. So yeah, let me guys, like I say, let me know down below what you guys think. Subscribe, like, comment. On to the next idea. Next idea is NNDM, Nano Dimensions Ltd. As I mentioned in the previous videos, I used a 20 period, 50 period, and 200 period SMA each time frame that helped me kind of gauge how my stocks are looking. So we're gonna be going over, you know, core positions here. Starting out, we got the yearly, the monthly, and the weekly charts up on the screen. You know, if you're a core trader, intraday activity really shouldn't matter to you. You should be focused on higher time frames. Let's see. Drilling down here on the year, you can see we had a high of $100 at one point. I'm not sure how far back this goes. It says max, so maybe the company started in 2015, maybe. Had a nice little run up to 100 and kind of pulled on back. Found support down here in this 50-cent area. I've seen this pattern here a lot of times actually, where we get, you know, obviously we're in a downtrend, and when we get a green month, we got a lot of volume here. That's the real positive about this green bar, is we got a lot of volume last year. That is a positive. The volume is cranking up on this turnaround, though. I'm not sure if it's turning around due to the market or if it's turning around because it's tired. You know, so we don't know. It's in a downtrend. So we definitely need a little consolidation or some time to find some support. But like I say, monthly, as far as the yearly go, definitely got some support down here in this 50-cent area and went bullish from there. We did trigger over last month's high. If this doesn't work, you know, this could be a consolidation period. We would definitely want the year to end with a higher low. So with it, so we got down to 50 cents for it to bounce. As far as a yearly, you know, as far as the yearly chart, because you know that was where support was before. But as far as this year go, it's still not looking bad. We haven't dug into, like I said, if it pulls back, maybe to this $5 area, I would say at least $5 area is givable. You know, just to pull back into the buyers a little bit to make sure support's there. We are a little extended. I'm gonna drill down here to the monthly. As you can see, you know, we're constantly downtrend here on the monthly. We're under the 20 period. We have gotten over that 20 period on the monthly. So as you can see here, breaking out, we got green month, green month, green month, green month, green month. So that's a lot of bullish pressure. As you can see, even downtrending, even as you downtrend, you get a little buying pressure, just a little bit. And then we continue to go red, and then you get a little buying pressure, then we continue to go red. Now here we got some buying pressure with a lot of volume. So a lot of buyers stepped up this month for whatever reason. And then we had some consolidation. So this is what I was talking about as far as the yearly. We had this nice, it didn't exactly run after it, but it did consolidate. I'm not sure what it's waiting for, but obviously there was a period of waiting, consolidating in that area. Obviously for that 20 period to get a little closer in the striking distance. And then it made its move to get over that 20 period. As you can see, touched it here, made an attempt, broke through, got rejected back down, just taking profits here. A lot of profit taking probably happened here. Came back, still closed the month bullish, proceeded to open and close over that 20 period on the monthly. Sorry about that. That's what you want to see. Continue to trend up, start getting in a lot of volume here. So we got a lot of selling pressure, a lot of buying pressure here. Buyers actually, obviously was in control. As you see, this $15 area could not close over 15. We also got the 50 period moving average here as resistance. So before you can break over that, it have to be in striking distance. So probably need a little time for that to kind of come down for striking distance. As you see, we broke up here to 5. See how far away that break was on the monthly. As it got closer down, you can see it was able to break out a little bit better. It's easier for it to break out once it got within striking distance here on this monthly chart. You guys can kind of just see how it transpired. So after this beautiful green run up here, I'm pretty sure the buyers were tired, especially getting up here to this resistance. A lot of resistance here, a lot of volume up here. This much volume on this candle would constitute ending volume. So the uptrend would be over. That's just how technicals work. You get all this volume, you got some ending volume here at the top of an uptrend, up 5 weeks straight. You got a lot of volume here, and you turn around and you're gonna get that red bar. And these charts apply to any time frame. If you're looking at a 15-minute time frame and you see 4 or 5 green bars up, and then you see a wide range green bar with big volume, I guarantee that next bar is gonna be red. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. If you 4 or 5 bars up and you see a wide range green bar, a bar that's bigger than all the other bars under huge volume, I guarantee that next bar is going to be red. I guarantee it. That's just technicals. Because whoever was buying this thing sold, or they shorted into whoever was up here. So they shorted into it. And then that next month they applied pressure. No, because they wasn't buying anymore. This is what you would call a hype train. That's when you really sell and you really short into all those people that's trying to buy the hype that don't understand technicals. Then they get trapped. Whoever bought up here are trapped. If you look at the monthly, we got room down to $4. See the 20 period? We got room down to $4. Not saying we're going to go down to $4, but as we downtrend, as we consolidate, this line is going to raise. So hopefully we can at least fall to at least this $6 area. I say the $6 to $7 area would be a nice area to bounce. I would put an alert. See, the high this month is 1066. I normally prefer quarter amounts. I'm gonna do 1075, 25.50 a whole dollar. So I'm that type of guy. My OCD locks me into that. So I'm gonna do 1075. Now if you're looking to add as it pulls back, the $6 area would definitely be a nice area to add. As you can see, we had a nice little run up here where resistance was, and then we had a nice run up here in this month here, October, November. You can see we got 2 pivots up here in this $6 area. So I would say, this line could possibly be up here to 6 by the time it pulls back long enough. So, as time goes on, that line is going to rise as long as it's above it. So this $6 area would be a nice area to add for a possible bounce. And depending on where that moving average is, whenever that times come, that would be a nice area to add. I'm gonna put an alert there as well. So I got an alert here at 1075 and an alert at 6. So by the time it pulls back, maybe this line will be up here. Maybe we found support, maybe in the $8 area. Right now the volume of the month is low. That's low resting volume. Like we seen over here before we put in this huge volume spike here. As you can see how many shares were traded here. We got some real low volume as it was resting. You want it to rest. You don't want big volume going down because you may be really going down. So you don't want big volume going down. You want resting volume going down because all we need is a volume spike and we're right back where we started. As you can see, when the volume started picking up, we started making moves higher. As the volume started picking up, we started making moves higher. Volume starts picking up, volume starts picking up. Like I say, you got here, we had a nice little volume spike, a burn off, a sell off. And as you see right now, first week of the month, we got some light volume. So hopefully the volume stays light. If the volume starts to get heavy and it starts selling off, the market's red. So some stocks were affected, some stocks wouldn't. So like I said, you got a lot of people that could, sell into the fear. And if you're smart, you could have sold up here, and you could buy back shares down here. You could sold some up here. You could be buying back here, because it's all trends. Every business has a trend. Every market has a trend. For this particular stock, the trend is down right now. Even the yearly is red. You got to think, who's in control this year? Right now, sellers are in control right now. If we get back over 925, so back over 925, buyers take control. That's the opening of the year, though. The year opened up at 926. You can say 930. You can do 926. I wouldn't get back in at 926. That's just a little too tight for me. Because it could tap that and then it can continue to fall lower. So right now, like I say, sellers have control over the year. And if you got in down here in the 50 cent, if you got in under 2, I mean, you're good. You probably sold up here. I mean, I would have. Why not? If I knew all of this, like if I knew what the yearly looked like, and I see the volume picking up last year, I take a position last year. I'm holding it. I'm already in it for a year. Then we jump up to 20. I'm not taking profits, of course. We're still in the downtrend technically. Still technically in the downtrend. So of course I'm taking profit, because it's gonna come back. They all come back. Just how deep they're gonna come back. So your $6 position could be just as valuable as your 50 cent position, if you truly believe it's going up. Take your profits, get back in, start trailing for your low. I will have orders maybe at between 4 and 6. I will have orders, because you definitely don't want it to fall below 5. So by the time it gets down, if it gets down that low, as far as the monthly goes, you definitely want it to be at least, you want that moving average to at least be in that $6 area. So a slow move down if possible. That's kind of what we're looking for. But that's it for the monthly. Let me zoom into the weekly. So this here is the weekly chart. As you guys can see, compared to the monthly, you can see where we had some resistance up here. So we got a 200 period that's almost similar to our 50 period of the monthly. That's a resistance. Technical trader could have told you that. If we're all the way up here, you got to think, hey, I'd be time to sell. We got a lot of resistance here. Somebody's gonna sell. Somebody's selling, right? Or else it wouldn't fall back down. Somebody's selling. Like I said, we retested the 200 period twice on the weekly. We retested it twice, and we got rejected. Right back down into the 20 period moving average. Now monthly support down here. This is your monthly support. So if weekly support doesn't hold, we have room to fall into monthly support. Just something to think about. So I would have an alert, like I say, at 1075. That would pretty much if buyers decide to step up this week or next week, take out this 1075 area, we could make another attempt at this 200 period moving average. Or it could pump fake, it could go green, tag us in, then that following week we continue to fall back to monthly support. So, we don't know exactly what it's gonna do. Right now, you guys know the yearly is green. I mean, it's red. So the expectation under 925, we don't know. Because like I said, the year's red, the month's red. So under 925, we don't know. But we're gonna see. You know, it's 4 weeks in a month. You know, just the first week, market selling off. But you guys have to mentally be prepared for it to bounce off monthly support. You know, we're far away, so it could trend and meet up somewhere in the middle. Could meet up in this area here. It could drop straight down to it. You know, hey, it's possible. You know, or it could just consolidate until support catches up to it. You know, just something to think about. As you can see, we got 50 period resistance here on the monthly, which is the same thing as pretty much your 200 period on your week. So that's it as far as technicals go. I mean, we got a pivot here at $5 over here, way over here in October. Had a pivot, broke out, had a small retest, went higher. You know, now we're downtrending. Say, be careful. Got an alert at 6 and I got an alert at 1075. Those are some nice price point areas for you guys. Let me know what you think down below. Subscribe, like, comment, turn on notifications. Let me know what you guys think about my ideas. Wish you guys all the luck. And I will talk to you soon.